Welcome to the weirdest movies of all time, where I discuss, oddly enough, what I consider to be the weirdest movies of all time. So today I'm going to discuss a movie from the 90s, Nowhere, from director Gregg Araki, and this is considered one of his trilogy of apocalyptic, existential, teen queer movies, starring James Duval, who's probably best known as the Prophet of Doom Bunny from Donnie Darko. Coincidentally, or maybe not so much, Duval plays a character named Dark, and he's joined by a cast of young actors who were either popular at the time or just becoming popular, such as Ryan Phillippe, Mina Suvari, Jeremy Jordan, and Shannon Doherty, among others. Nowhere is from 1997, and it's both universal in its message and also part of the nihilistic cinema that became popular in the 90s, including American Beauty, Fargo, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, and it could be argued Quentin Tarantino's early films. And I'm going to come back to Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas because Nowhere has a surface parallel to that movie. But for a summary to this very punk-style movie, and of course punk is a lot about nihilism, which in brief is about the pointlessness of life on Earth, we're introduced to Dark as he's masturbating in the shower thinking about a boy from his school, so we understand from the start that he's attracted to boys, though he also loves, or at least he thinks he's in love with, longtime girlfriend Mel, who sleeps around with everyone and won't commit to Dark's vision of them being a married, exclusive couple. Dark is a filmmaker making a documentary, so we see him shooting around the streets of Venice, California, having hallucinations of lizard people. Or are they hallucinations? For as we learn later on, alien abductions have been taking place, so these may be alien reptilians. As he aimlessly travels with his friends, they all talk about going to the Kick the Can game later that night, followed by a wild party. The game's really just an excuse to take drugs and play hide and seek. During this game, the reptilian abducts Montgomery, the boy Dark has been fantasizing about. Meanwhile, Dark's gay musician friend Cowboy is having a hard time dealing with his drug addict boyfriend Bart, who's spiraling downward. And in another subplot, another friend, Egg, is seduced by a teen idol who tells her she's different from all the other adoring fans, which is just his way of getting her back to his place so he can rape her and show her his true ugly colors. It's just one ugly negative scene after another, showing off the worst of humanity, culminating in the party where we learn that both Bart and Egg have committed suicide shortly after watching John Ritter of Three's Company fame as a televangelist, selling the audience on the idea of Jesus as our only redemption, convincing our characters to send themselves over to the other side as a release from their pain. Also during the party, one character kills the grieving brother of Egg in a fit of senseless rage, while Mel decides she can't commit to Dark's archaic conception of love and loyalty, and goes off to sleep with twins Surf and Ski, played by popular 90s male models the Brewer twins. At the conclusion, Dark sees life as completely hopeless and meaningless, as everything he loves is taken away until his gay crush Montgomery shows up, having escaped from the aliens to declare his love for Dark. Dark thinks finally he's found hope in this mess of a world, until even this becomes a crushing disappointment when Montgomery explodes in a bloodbath or morphs into a giant insect alien, it's not really clear, and flies off, leaving Dark shattered once more. So what are we to make out of all this mess of apparent incoherence? Well, it seems to me the movie is all about disappointment and the constant human need to find escape from this earth to the paradise of our dreams, be it the Christian heaven the televangelist promises, or getting beamed off this planet by aliens, greys or in this case reptilians. Reptiles, as I mentioned earlier, seems a motif of 90s film, appearing as the lounge lizards in the equally hallucinatory Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Every subplot involves hope of the future and the deflation of that hope, from both Dark's love for the promiscuous Mel and the abducted Montgomery, both ending in crashing and, in Montgomery's case, bloody disappointments, to Egg's rape by the apparently nice guy she idolized and Bart's inability to escape his demons, drugs being another escape from the viciousness of reality, seen as no better or worse than religion or belief in aliens. And I even saw a parallel with Franz Kafka's Metamorphosis, when innocent Montgomery, at first professing love for Dark and promising he'll never leave, literally turns into an insect who simply proclaims he's out of here and bails. Who of us hasn't had similar metaphorical endings to our disappointing relationships? I can't say I was really enthusiastic about this movie. That's my own personal taste. I think it hits you over the head with its over-the-top punk nature. But that's just me. There's definitely a lot of weird imagery and non-sequiturousness for those who can deal with the graphic sex and violence, of which it has plenty, even if it's delivered in a rather campy and darkly comic way. So try it out, and if you like it, check out the other two in Araki's trilogy, Totally Fucked Up and The Doom Generation. Nowhere is the last of these. Until next time, when we'll discuss another really out there film, this is Mario R. Coelho with the weirdest films of all time.